You can see we are still trading above the previous month's high. Excuse me. We almost traded up to that 49.40 yesterday, the high of the month, and yesterday 49.33 quarter. We retreated a little bit here down to close near that 48.98. You can see the market's trading a little bit higher, 49.15 as of now, but we're still above the key level that we're paying attention to, right, which is that 48.20. Now, switching over to the weekly, you can see what the weekly is kind of looking like. It looks kind of like a peak above and then this return back down. So it'll be interesting to see kind of, do we maintain this height, right? We're still uh, monitoring last week's close because it was a +4 of that 48.69 half, right? So still above that level as well. So we've got some support here, and the reason I'm kind of bringing this up is because yesterday, I guess I didn't watch the latter half of the day, but yesterday was a sharp move to the downside, and then we got some Tesla earnings that were pretty negative, and I think a lot of people are going to be coming into the day with their finger on the sell button. But our chart is telling us, right, to still exercise some caution with the shorts because we are still up above that 48.69 half and the 48.20, which is our weekly and monthly +4 levels. So we still want to be aware of those levels. Now, once again, yesterday, even though it was a red day, we had a +4 day, all data points being higher than the previous day. It was a divergent day, right? Because we had the close below the open, but nonetheless, still a +4 day. So today we are going to be monitoring that settle, which is 48.98, right? And it will be an interesting look today because it may be a play one setting up to the downside, but the -4 may negate that play, and there might not be anything to do today, so we'll have to kind of pay attention. I did want to take a peek at Tesla real quick. Um, and we'll switch to a lower time frame. Yeah, so you can see the downside has continued in the overnight session here. So here's yesterday, earnings came out. Tesla dropped about 10% as of yesterday's close. So that's an interesting look here. Tesla's going to be opening up on a fairly big gap to the downside. Just something to kind of be aware of, right? That's that consumer discretionary sector here. We see consumer discretionary here. So consumer discretionary here. And that will most likely be red as Tesla is kind of the big driver of that consumer discretionary. So as of yesterday, right, we kind of opened the market here. Um, Yesterday's open 49.23. We open, do a little peek above, trade lower, and then we rally to the high, put in another poor high, so buying dries up. Market liquidates, right? We one time frame down for the rest of the day. You can see some mechanical references left behind. And those will probably be important to pay attention to today. First one being here, second one being here. So we'll be paying attention to those today. Just mark these real quick. And then we finish the day on a spike. And then what did I say our settle was? Sorry, late day for me. Everyone in my house is sick except me, so well, my daughter. But I was out at the store getting all the supplies. Settle was 48.98. So we had that kind of mechanical low. I'm going to keep that one off that previous settle. Didn't quite get down there. So we'll keep it on there. And then we got the 48.98 as the settle yesterday. So with yesterday being a +4, we want to see the market stay above the settle, right? That would be what we're looking for. Technology, technology, Captain Price. What do you mean technology, technology? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Captain Price. Um, but so it's looking like we may open inside the previous day's value, and right, and if we get a break of that value very low, we tend to look for a short, right? So not that that's not an opportunity today, but the opportunity gets kind of squandered as we get into uh, this overnight point of control, and then we have those kind of stacked settles there. So that'll be kind of a key to pay attention to. I think that the opportunity is still there. I think there may be some sell side early, and I think the selling may come in early. And so if you're going to take that trade, it might have to be an A period. But you just want to be cautious here because there could be a bid lurking around here during that 4,900. Um, and the market could bounce from there, right? And so that'll be something to pay attention to. Should we catch a bid, and if we get over this 49.19, I think I'm going to try here above the 49.19 to take it to this 26, a little bit of a scalp here, just to kind of clean up that inventory. And then a fail to break this poor high and the value area high really kind of just puts us back into accepting these upper prices and probably turns the market fairly choppy. Now, overnight inventory is 100%, well, mostly net long, right? Let's say we'll say 70/30 net long. And so we might see a correction overnight inventory. Typically, when we get this wide of a overnight point of control, we do tend to revisit it. Not that we have to, but just something that we might do. You can see the market's catching a bid here, and that's off of the heels of that GDP news that came out, forecasted. I think it was 2.0. Previous was like 5 or something, so it's looking a little bit better. Um, if you were thinking that Tesla's in tech, if that's why you're saying technology, if you go to the sectors and the S&P, um, and you find Tesla, it's in consumer discretionary. So that's actually where it's at. It may seem like it should be in tech, but it's actually in consumer discretionary. Um, if that's what you were wondering. But so that's kind of the plan today, right? I think a lot of people come in early and they're thinking that the sell side is the right side just because of kind of how the market ended yesterday. But remember, we ended on a spike and we rejected those lower prices. And now that news has come out, the news has kind of popped us up. So we definitely want to be paying attention to that impulse, which is that 49.04. But also some of these weaker references from yesterday that were mechanical. If the market does want to roll over, it would most likely want to clean them up before, and also with that poor high yesterday, I think it would want to clean that up. But other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure that you're managing risk and sticking to your trade plan, and I will see you guys tomorrow.